Here's how you reach out to companies as a UGC creator. By the way, UGC stands for user generated content, where you get paid to create content for companies without being like an influencer, because they're just literally gonna hire you for the content. You send the content to them and then they use it for their own purposes. So again, you don't need followers to do this. And I'm gonna show you just several ways to connect with companies if you are a UGC creator. I've been doing UGC for 2.5 years. It replaced my 6-figure income in 2023, totally changed my life. And I've learned a thing or two about how to reach out to companies. First, before I go into this deeper, save this video in the right-hand corner just so you don't lose it. That way you can reference it as you're getting started with UGC. Also, if at any point I'm like babbling on and you just want a free resource to get started with UGC, just go to my profile, hit my Stand Store link. I have a free UGC Creator checklist. The link has been super weird on TikTok and they have not figured out the issue, but if you open it and it says it can't open, just click the 3 dots in the right-hand corner, open an external browser, and it'll pop right open, and then I'll email it to you right away. Okay, so the first way that has been like my most successful way landing UGC deals with some of the largest companies and small companies, both, is directly pitching to the companies themselves. So that can look like either Instagram DM or email. And with Instagram DM, I'll just give you a couple tips. Number one, you want to keep it short, right? And you want to have your goal being to get in contact with the person in charge of hiring UGC creators or handling partnerships, right? So keep it short, ask that question. I have a whole script inside my free checklist if you want it. Obviously, you can go grab the free checklist at any point. It is yours if you want it. There's a whole script in there. I landed my second UGC deal by starting the conversation with a large beverage brand inside Instagram DMs. So it's very powerful if you know how to use it the right way. Okay, and with emails, I also have scripts and like a whole video lesson inside my free checklist on how to do this and what to say in the email. But again, with email, you want to make it about the brand. What value can you bring to the brand? What is, what are some ideas, like some UGC concepts that you have for the brand? Like, why should they open your email? Why should they read it? And why should they respond to it? Engaging in conversation to potentially hire you as a UGC creator. So keep those things in mind. Also, you are going to try to, again, find the best email to get in contact with, to email of the person in charge of handling partnerships at the company. However, it's not always going to be public knowledge what this email is, right? Like if there's an influencer director, a partnerships director, or, creative director at a brand, sometimes their email is nowhere to be found, right? You could search LinkedIn, you could, do a bunch of things. I use a software called hunter.io. It costs like 60 something bucks. So it's not cheap every single month. So you could do that if you have the extra money. I didn't at the beginning. So I was literally just finding whatever email I could on the websites of these companies, or even like sometimes filling out contact forms, or again, referring back to Instagram DM and asking for the email of whoever is in charge of handling partnerships. So those are just a couple tips for email. But email is a really, really great way to connect with companies. Also, I have had success with, this kind of goes hand in hand with email, but I have sent personalized video pitches to companies that I really want to work with. Like, for example, we're moving into a new house in July and we want furniture and like just random stuff for the house, like pest control and everything like that. So I have a list of companies that I want to send video pitches to, introducing myself. These videos are like 3 to 5 minutes long. They're not very long. I use a software called Loom, Loom. I record myself talking, maybe pull up their website because it's a screen recorder. So I pull up their website, my little video is in the corner, and I'm like, hey, I'm Megan, blah, blah, blah. This is who I am. I would love to work with you. And it's just a personal thing to do that stands out amongst maybe dozens of people emailing the company every single day wanting to collab with them, right? So that's another thing to keep in mind is video pitches. Now, beyond pitching to brands, there are, it's 2025, right? So most brands are hiring UGC creators, which means there are so many ways to connect with brands, okay? There are agencies, platforms, apps, freelance platforms like Fiverr. That is a huge thing, right? So there's so many ways to connect with brands. So a few apps are like Incense, B-Roll, Billow, those are the main ones. And then Collaborate, I think with an 8. There's platforms like Join Brands, Brands Meet Creators, Vidsy, Coley, Breakfast.io, which is brkfst.io, #paid. There's there's so many, right? There's so many platforms with the main goal of connecting brands with UGC Creator. So if you don't have a ton of time to pitch to brands, because of course it takes time finding the brand, coming up with the email, and emailing all these brands, and it's a numbers game, right? Not every single brand's gonna say yes to you. I probably pitched like 50 to 75 brands at the beginning of my UGC journey before one actually said yes to me. So it's a numbers game, right? If you don't have a lot of time to do that, then maybe hop on these platforms, create profiles on these platforms, connect with brands that way. Again, another way is Fiverr. So you could create a whole Fiverr gig as a UGC creator on Fiverr to have brands come to you. Is that an overnight thing? Are you going to get a brand deal like within seconds? Probably not. But again, it's a numbers game. And the more places that you kind of show up and you're consistent at, fantastic, and you're going to land some UGC deals. So there's that. There's Fiverr, there's platforms, there's apps. You could also reach out to agencies. You could, Google literally like UGC agencies or marketing agencies, and you could just be asked to be part of their creator roster and introduce yourself that way. Then when they have clients that kind of fit like you're the kind of content creator that they're looking for, they will reach out to you, hopefully. There's also local businesses, okay? So a lot of people just fail to realize the fact that they are maybe in a city or a town with a ton of small businesses or big businesses that need content. It's 2025. If a business is not on social media, they're drowning, right? Like they're going to be obsolete soon, I believe. They have to be on social media. They know they have to be on social media. They have to be more consistent on social media typically. Even if it's like a local restaurant or a car dealership or some company that has an Instagram, but they rarely post, but they want to post more like they all do. You could literally walk in there, give them a call or email them. Probably walking in is the best. And just be like, hey, I'm Megan, I'm a UGC creator. I'd love to maybe talk with your owner about creating content for social media for you. Now, obviously, if you're working with local businesses, it's not going to be like super remote, right? Like typical UGC deals, but that's okay. If you're around, if you don't like travel all the time or whatever, and you're around to go into these businesses, these places of work, and film some content and get paid for it, holy crap. Like you just opened up a whole world of possibilities, right? So keep that in mind. Local businesses also need an alarming amount of content, whether they know it or not. Hopefully this video helped answer that, how to reach out to companies as a UGC creator, but just get started. Like your portfolio is going to be one of the first things that you do, right? Finish your portfolio, and then the only way beyond that to move the needle in your UGC business, to start landing UGC deals, to work with companies, to get paid, to increase your income, is literally to connect with companies. If you just have your portfolio and then you don't tell anybody that you're a UGC creator, you're not going to get anywhere and nobody's going to know who the heck you are. Therefore, you're not going to make any money with UGC. So that should be the opposite. That's my goal. I'm obsessed with helping people not only start UGC and understand what UGC is, but actually make life-changing money with UGC. That was my goal in 2022. I wanted to make $1,000 extra per month with UGC and help support my family, pay for bills, I'll pay off debt, everything. UGC changed my life. It quickly became, oh my gosh, $3,000 a month is my goal, $5,000 a month, $8,000, $10,000 is my monthly goal as a UGC creator. I hit that within 14 months. I quit my 9-to-5 job. My whole life changed. So just be consistent. Be aware that there are so many opportunities right now in 2025. And if you're not doing UGC already, what are you waiting for? Life is short. Tons of possibilities out there. Start creating, start learning, just embrace it, and watch how your life changes. I hope this helps, and I hope you grab the free checklist if you want it.